przy peronie pierwszym. Prosimy zachować ostrożność, nie zbliżać się do krawędzi peronu.
Let's go a little bit more west. It's coming in fast to make up for the delay. The POLREGIO train to Poznań Główny. For 11 zloty, Kalisz Ostrów. Easily purchased food, yeah. So this right here is Ostrów Wielkopolski. For some reason I kinda like this city. Quiet, peaceful, super spacious, and it seems there's lots of cool restaurants and stuff, so yeah, good. Milk bar, Słodka chata here in Ostrów Wielkopolski. This intercity is moving onwards to Wrocław. Another train fan right there in the back. I see also making a nice video. Krotoszyn, still an old, not renovated station building, but the platforms have been redone. What's interesting is that you can still see how the old times were. Like, you don't see this often in Poland. Will soon change, of course, but here you can see how far the country's come. Krotoszyn, otherwise not a very remarkable place on any tourist itinerary, but I'm doing the more unremarkable places tour this time. So tomorrow probably Leszno as well. Krotoszyn today, and yesterday was Kalisz. So booked my first hotel here as well, and I'll be spending the night in Krotoszyn. Let's check it out. Krotoszyn right here, not a place many people would go, I suppose, but a small town of old allure. First signs of springs here, or first signs of autumn, sorry. I'm really slowing down on this trip because otherwise I would have, like any normal person, I suppose, spent the night in Poznań or Wrocław, but I don't feel like being around the crowds and with the more expensive hotels. I already live in Warsaw, so if I can get out of a city for a little bit, just before I'm back on Sunday, breath of fresh air. And I don't feel like just passing by all of the places I'm actually in. It's a super big country. I have the time, why not just tick off Kalisz, Ostrów Wielkopolski. I mean, when do you ever get here, right? It's all part of understanding the country where you live, to also see places that are just sometimes not even that's remarkable, but once you do dive into the past, there is quite a lot. There always is in the whole of Poland. History is everywhere, but sometimes you need to scratch the surface a little bit, which is a good thing to do. Wasn't like super convinced when I came from the station of Krotoszyn. I thought, why am I actually spending the night here? Because just you wouldn't expect to find an actual pretty cool city square here with, I don't know, actually fairly well up to date. Wow, I had no idea, honestly. It can rival with, well, perhaps not in city significance, but in terms of like beauty, with Gliwice or Kalisz, from what I've seen. Honestly, it's awesome. Look at this. Weather isn't with us today, but hotel is alright. 190 something zloty with breakfast. Krotoszyn. So some people told me that Kalisz is the oldest city in Poland. I don't know if that's actually true, but in terms of what there is to see and just a little bit of walking around, I found Kalisz a little bit limited, and I'm actually having a nicer, more interesting walk here in Krotoshin. It's pretty solid. Right, so after Krotoshin it was, where I was yesterday, and I'm in Olesznica. I didn't feel like going to Wrocław right now. I'm trying to take a shortcut internally through back to Warsaw, like through Częstochowa or something, and Kluczbork, you know, but weather has turned on me, not much I can do right now. This is sad, and you know. Anyway, my trip's a little bit like wishy-washy. Station of Olesznica, which is a bit north of Wrocław. I decided I'm not going into Wrocław right now. The hotels are like 300-400 zloty, so I just took a hotel a little bit like, you know, near Częstochowa. I'll first go to Kluczbork, where I haven't been, then Lubliniec, and then there's another small town, I forgot, with a palace. That's where I'll be staying for 128 zloty, so pretty reasonable, I suppose. Last part of the journey with Koleje Śląskie. So we're now in Upper Silesia, I suppose, or almost. And we'll be getting off at... what's it called again? Anyway, in 2 stops, and there's my hotel. So what's my final stop for the day? Koszecin? And I always do travel like this, just completely improvised. I had like 0 plans when I started my trip from Warsaw. Went to Łódź. Where else did I go? Kalisz, Ostrów Wielkopolski, Krotoshin, and now I'm in Koszecin. Tomorrow I think I'll go back through Krakow, because I'm in that area now, might as well. I haven't been there for, can you believe it, since 2013 I haven't been to Krakow. And from Wrocław and from Poznań, I noticed the intercities were super full, so are they from Krakow, but I can take a late train from Krakow. And it's pretty fast, the connection is good, so I think I've made a solid trip, despite the weather was pretty horrendous at times. Like today it was just nothing but rain. That's finally dry, I'm cold, I was wet, I can take a little bit of a break. A terrible splitting headache and just wanna just have a beer and go to bed. Oh well, found a good hotel, 128 zloty, so it'll be nice and cozy. Bit of a misty, nice old town, so let's just go to the accommodation. I think it's a kilometer walking or 2, and we're there. So I don't really have a umbrella with me, so for convenience I just took this, well, obviously empty, clean little trash bag. I put it on my backpack like this, just so I can get through the rain. It is my last rainy day on this trip. It's okay, it's fine. We'll just move on to Krakow, where I have the whole day, and then move back on to Warsaw. So I think all things considered and the weather considered, I've still done like some good things. I've seen new places, I'll do a refreshing visit to Krakow, and all things considered, like obviously I was wishing it would be sunny, like summerish, but it was still like a decent relaxing time with a lot of activity and walking and swimming. So yeah, I rate this trip 7 out of 10. The weather is just unbelievable. If I knew this before I would have probably stayed home, I don't know. I'm just trying to make the best of it, right? I'm in Bytom. Just had a hot dog and czapka for breakfast with 2 large cappuccinos. Super good coffee actually. Bytom station right here, and I'll be in the train to Krakow, which I think is my best bet. Guess there were just no free spots on the intercities from either Poznań or Wrocław to Warsaw around Sunday afternoon, and if I split it with a visit to Krakow, it's several birds with one stone. Also reduced the 5-hour nearly travel time from Wrocław to just 2.5 hours from, or 3 hours from Krakow. So yeah, I've done some stops in between. Bytom, unfortunately haven't been able to visit the square because it's just too rainy, but looks like a place I'd want to come back to. I love the railway infrastructure. So this afternoon Krakow pretty much made up for the earlier rainy days, or even days where there wasn't that much to see. Because today it's super quiet and peaceful here in the city. There's somewhat of a crowd of tourists, but everyone's like super relaxed, just enjoying the fresh breeze, nice sunset coming up, and yeah, happy to close the trip here in Krakow. That was a solid choice, really. So there's places in Krakow where the actual ghetto wall to what used to be the Jewish ghetto are still visible. So there's an actual original fragment. I didn't know that was here, but I saw it on maps and decided to check it out, and it's quite interesting to see. Pretty high as well, no way you would reach the top of the wall. So it's quite big.